I don't expect these policemen to arrest me. If you arrest me, I also arrest them. We shall raise the matter, because if we continue with the way we are handling things here, we shall see what will take place. We shall see the speaker also being removed from the seat.
Arias Lukwago alludes that the atrocities committed on the 23rd August are contrary with the evidence presented by his client. On this day, Alan Sewanyana was out of the country.
He had gone to Japan for Paralympics Games together with the State Minister for Sports, Honorable Hamson Obua. So they were together in Japan. How could he at the same time have traveled to Kabonera to execute the murders?
In the meetings conducted by security, ministers, the Defense and Internal Affairs Committee of Parliament, it was established that intimidation, land conflicts and politics were the driving factors of the murders.
You are compounding up the investigations. You are compounding up the whole matter. So are they now telling the nation that finally they have got the masterminds of these mysterious killings? That
Ivan Kahwa reporting from Masaka. Now, health workers carrying out the mass inoculations are overwhelmed with the workload of entering individual vaccination information. As Lydia Chomyisha now reports, health workers from KCCA Machindi Division Urban Council say they lack data entry facilities at the center, where one has to move with the documents to referral hospitals for entry.
Health workers at the KCCA Makinde Division Urban Council have complained of a huge workload that is done in the data entry process. The division has only 20 vaccination centers, and all these lack data entry facilities.
The workload when they are doing it is a lot. Entering in the registers, in the consent form, someone has to consent, to hope someone consent, because there are those ones that can't consent.
All the centers are handling the first and second jabs of COVID-19 vaccination, a fact that has attracted huge numbers of people. These want the Ministry of Health to establish mobile clinics in the area for easy processes.
Into register, there are many things that are needed to enter. And being that someone on the system is not here, there is a space where they are supposed to write where they got from. So they have to write two details at once.
The dot is still lacking. We have a challenge of manpower. The manpower alone in Makindye is not sufficient enough to address each and every citizen's concern.
Moving to Sambia Primary School Vaccination Center, a handful of people attended. This center obtained the data entry facility. However, it's experiencing network challenges.
The data entrants are trying. For example, in the hospital, they have to sit and wait. Why? Because it is one data entrant and the numbers are so high.
These also appeal to the Ministry of Health to provide more means of good working conditions during the whole vaccination process. Lydia Chomkama, UBC News.
Now, traders in downtown Kampala have adamantly abandoned the standard operating procedures set by the Ministry of Health to scale down the skyrocketing COVID-19 infections in congested areas. And as we hear from Shaidat Nasaku, many of the traders and vendors downtown Kampala are attributing COVID-19 to a scam that the government is using to borrow money from international financial money lending agencies.
Even after emerging from the two COVID-19 lockdowns that left the country economy and the world to its knees, traders in downtown Kampala still live in a state of oblivion, describing COVID-19 as a scam. A tour of downtown Kampala in the hotspots of Owino Market and Chikubo, not exceeding the entire central business district, one may conclude that Uganda is COVID-19 free, but that's not the story.
On every 10 people that you find downtown Kampala, only 4 people have adhered to the Ministry of Health standard operating procedures, even when government has done all what it could to protect the lives of Ugandans. The question remains, have Ugandans played their role in keeping their lives safe against the pandemic?
A human being is not easy, and a human being needs care, which care should be in our interest.
Daniel Matovu, an advocate blames it on government for failing to conduct continuous sensitization campaigns to prepare Ugandans psychologically on how to live with the virus.
Government had not put up the necessary measures in addressing the pandemic. Because of the too much politics that were embedded in the exercise, it left so many Ugandans doubting whether this vaccine was real or not.
Matov reveals that the misappropriation of over 600 million shillings during the disbursement of the COVID-19 cash relief to the vulnerable was a manifestation of the lost will to combat the virus. This has left many questioning the will of those entrusted with government resources to defeat the spread of the virus.
Again, we witnessed a lot of corruption, a lot of embezzlement, funds that would be important for the health of Ugandans.
However, he was quick at appealing to Ugandans to utilize government resources allocated for the COVID-19 vaccination exercise.
We are trying to sell the government programs to them in terms of health, and we are organizing a number of sensitization workshops that are health in nature, and so many have responded. And we believe by the end of December, half of the entire population would have been vaccinated.
Shaidat Nasaku, UBC News.
Thanks, Shaidat Nasaku, for that report there. Now, bureaucracy and delayed release of funds have been cited as one of the main reasons for the not so good performance of local government administrative units. Prime Minister Robin Anabanja challenges permanent secretaries across ministries to always verify project progress before approving funding. As our reporter Henry Okrud now reports, this was during the government annual performance review at the office of the Prime Minister, where Uganda was named best performing district in the country.
Lack of inspection. We normally see inspectors when they are doing assessment.
Is there a correlation between poverty and these performances, especially in education?
What criteria do you do? So that as we sit here getting this message and we get back down there, we go and make follow-ups.
These responses were in reaction to a report on the performance of local governments in the financial year 2020-2021. It was presented by Minister for Karamoja Affairs, Mary Goreti Kitutu, on behalf of Minister for General Duties, Justin Kasule Lumumba.
The total number of local governments assets were 153, and overall, the assessed areas performed below average, with education scoring 44%, followed by water and environment at 36%.
It was noted that municipal local governments performed better than districts,
with an average score of 48% against 46% for districts. Most local governments, that is 77%, performed well under the area of financial management and reporting.
Whereas revenue collection plans were not well implemented, some districts emerged victorious, with Uganda as the best, as Bugweri performed poorly. But why the disparity?
What is it that is making those people not perform? Because money has been given, by the end of the financial year, money is brought back. There are some monies for constructions that must be procured by the center. So in that delay, the money goes back.
The event held at office of the Prime Minister was graced by the presence of the Vice President, Jessica Alupo, and the Prime Minister, Robin Anabanja. Both agreed that information sharing is vital for future planning.
Colleagues, the general performance of the financial year 2020-2021 indicates that on average, government achieved 36% at program outcome level against the NDP3 target. This is a low rating given that in the previous performance, government had been rated at 58%. The presidency will use the Apex platform, which is a new reform introduced through the Third National Development Plan, to execute our responsibility for oversight of the plan.
They attributed failed use of funds by local governments to bureaucratic tendencies.
We are still faced with challenges of low absorption of loans and grants due to bureaucratic processes that delay the right of way for project execution, procurement delays, and inadequate implementation capacity.
If someone has failed to meet the implementation mechanisms of the program or the project in her area, that one who takes the money is better than the one who diverts the money and makes a neat accountability.
This is the first review to be held under Uganda's third National Development Plan. It was held under the theme, Stimulating the Economy to Safeguard Livelihoods, Jobs, Businesses and Industrial Recovery. Henry Okorut, UBC.
From good performance to poor workmanship, where the National Building Review Board has issued a report on what might have led to the collapse of the Kisenyi building that claimed 6 lives in downtown Kampala. According to engineer Nicholas Omoding, the collapse was due to a multiplicity of reasons, including poor quality of building materials used. Our reporter Saddam Mubale filed this report.
A reporter ku kizimbe ky'omu Kisenyi kya
We do apologize for that mishap, but that story will be ready in a moment. But let's move on. And Parliament has endorsed government takeover of Mountains of the Moon University in Fort Portal as a public university. Mountains of the Moon will now become the 9th public university in Uganda, and it will be majoring in agriculture and tourism. Philip Aguta reports.
Those in favor say at the contrary no. The ayes have it. Thank you.
The motion for Parliament to okay the government takeover Mountain of the Moon University was moved by the State Minister for Higher Education, John Chrysostom Muyingo.
With the directive by His Excellency the President.
The Minister says the move by government to take over the university is to increase access to education and address the regional imbalance of location of public universities.
Right Honourable Speaker, this university will enable government to subsidize and support basic infrastructure development and staff pay, hence lowering the cost of higher education. The university will benefit a large catchment population in the districts of Lundibujo, Kabalole, Kamwenge, Kasese, Kegwegwa, Kenjejo, Toroko, and beyond.
Mountain of the Moon now becomes the 9th public university in Uganda. Others are being Makerere University, Mbarara University of Science and Technology, Gulu University, Kabale, Chambogo, Busitema University in Tororo, Muni University in Arua, and Soroti University. Mountain of the Moon University will mainly offer courses in agriculture and tourism.
Right Honourable Speaker, the Mountain of the Moon University will, in line with the National Strategic Direction in NDP3, focus on agriculture, tourism, environmental conservation, geared towards promoting agro-processing, value addition and marketing.
The legislators concur with the minister's submission, saying the establishment of the university will help to increase access to university education and create employment.
Look at the number of PhDs and other academic staff with master's degree. You see a high level of preparedness for this university to be a public university. And this university comes with a number of benefits, not only for Uganda, but even for the Rwenzori region. You are going to have opportunities in employment. We are going to see increased demand and the purchasing power of the people brought by this university.
Wherever these regions get their universities, it reduces over-concentration of students, especially in Kampala, where we used to only know Makerere University. We have Guru University, we have Busitema University, we have Mbarara University, then why not Mountain of the Moon University? Because it is going to serve Ugandans. So, Right Honorable Speaker, with those reasons, I also stand and support the takeover of Mountain of the Moon University by government.
The lawmakers from Busoga sub-region, however, had earlier attempted to block the House from approving the Mountain of the Moon University due to government's failure to establish Busoga University as a public university for a long time.
Right Honorable, today, the ministers come with one university, Mountain of the Moon. The people of Busoga are watching me seated there in this parliament. It would be so sad if I don't rise on behalf of the people of Busoga. Right Honorable, we believe the procedure right.
The issue of Busoga University has been here earlier than the one of Mountains of the Moon. Yes, yes. The procedural issue I raised is how the minister says they are preparing the one of Busoga University, and it is the one of the Mountains of the Moon which is ready. Right from the 10th Parliament, we've been discussing this issue of Busoga University. So how come this is overlapping? What's the problem? And that's what we need to discuss. Otherwise, I beseech members to reject the motion.
Philip Aguta, UBC News, Parliament.
21 minutes after 8 in the studios of UBC TV. We'll now be taking a very short break, but we'll return with what's happening in the world of business.
I smile when I think of you, Uganda, my home. My home, I dance when I look at you, Uganda, my home. Oh, my Uganda.
I know, with you I'll always stay forever. I know, because I feel that we belong together. My home. On my heart, mommy, oh my Uganda. Hey, mama, my Uganda. Oh, my Uganda. Oh, my Uganda. My Uganda. Nigokone, my Uganda. Amari, Alemira, my Uganda.
At MTN, we look forward to starting another exciting journey together to grow our home, Uganda.
Today in history.
On the 7th of September 1997, former president of Zaire, Mobutu Sese Seko, breathed his last in Rabat, Morocco. According to the post-mortem report, Mobutu died of prostate cancer at the age of 66 years. Sese Seko was exiled to Rabat after he was ousted from power by Laurent Kabila's rebel movement, the Alliance of Democratic Forces for the Liberation of Congo, Zaire.
Echa COVID-19 kijja kugwa only if we stay at home, observe physical distancing, wear masks properly, sanitize or wash our hands with soap and water regularly, or get vaccinated now.
Uganda has the best and most affordable rates when it comes to withdrawing and sending money. Withdraw money for as low as 330 shillings up to a maximum of 12,500 shillings. Sending money is just as affordable as ever. Absolutely unbeatable. Use Airtel Money on the most affordable network with the largest network of Airtel Money branches in Uganda. Dial *185# to get started. Airtel Money. Simple, secure, borderless.
5 for 5, 5 times the winning, yeah. 5 times the happiness, yeah. 5 times the luckiness, yeah. 5 for 5, oh yeah. It's 5 for 5. 5 for 5, 5 times the money, yeah. 5 times the shopping, yeah. 5 times the prizes, yeah. 5 for 5, oh yeah. It's 5 for 5. 5 for 5.
Win 100,000 Uganda shillings weekly in the 5 for 5 jackpot. Simply download the Sente mobile app. Click Sente on the go to open your account. Online, transact 5 times or more using Sente mobile, Sente Visa, and Sente agent to stand a chance to win. The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. So, participate in the 5 for 5 jackpot and win millions in daily and weekly prizes. The 5 for 5 jackpot is brought to you by Centenary Bank, our bank. Centenary Bank is regulated by the Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund.
Hey there, are you interested in doing a course in the computing field? Well, we have you covered. Mara, University of Science and Technology, under the Faculty of Computing and Informatics, offers undergraduate programs in Bachelor of Information Technology, Bachelor of Computer Science, and Bachelor of Science and Software Engineering. Master's programs in Information Systems, Health Information Technology, and Business Informatics. Postgraduate diplomas in Information Systems, Health Information Technology, and Business Informatics. We also offer a PhD in Computing by Research. For more information, reach us on the contact details below or visit our website fci.mas.ac.ug. For applications, visit our online platform and apply now.
Experience 100% 4G speeds across Uganda with the Airtel 4G Pocket Wi-Fi available at 123,000 shillings only. It comes with a backup battery and 15 GB free for 1 month. Visit the nearest Airtel shop, device selling shop, or Airtel online shop. www.airtel.co.ug/broadband-discover. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Getting GoTV was the best decision James has ever made. Finding a good place to watch football was never easy, but it was costly until James discovered something big. Now he can finally enjoy the benefits of homegrown advantage with a decoder and 1 month of GoTV value. For just 25,000 shillings, enjoy the world's biggest leagues and cap competitions. GoTV Uganda, love it.
Welcome back from that break, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. Let's have a look now at what's happening in the world of business. And the Minister for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Matia Kaseja, has inaugurated the 12th NSSF Board of Directors for the next 3 years. The new board, under the chairmanship of Dr. Peter Kimboa, is tasked to reshape the fund's investment portfolio. Nasir Ruwama with more.
This opportunity to inaugurate the board and wish you the best success.
The 10 members inaugurated on the NSSF board include Dr. Peter Kimboa from the private sector as the chairman, 4 members representing trade unions, 2 representing employers, 1 from the Ministry of Gender, 1 from Ministry of Finance, and 2 representing employers through the Federation of Uganda Employers.
I have very all the confidence in you. Work out, build where you have found the fund, and we have a very vibrant institution, which, as I've told you, it's a basket of money where I can go to borrow. Instead of going to borrow outside the country, I borrow from here because there is those funds are around, and our money begins to circulate around, and when it circulates around, it even now grows big and bigger. The beneficiaries, you get better and better returns.
Minister Kasaija wants the new board to reshape the fund's investment portfolio to match the current digital advancement.
Together with management, I have confidence that you will able execute this mandate over the next 3 years. Now, as I told you, this fund is a basket of Uganda where people have saved money for when they retire.
The incoming board chair, Dr. Peter Kimboa, has replaced Patrick Byabakama Kaberenge and commits to leverage on technology and innovation to better serve members and ensure the right culture to make the fund fit for purpose.
We are in the post-pandemic era at the cusp of the 5th industrial revolution, where artificial intelligence, data and analytics, and the Internet of Things, and what today we call the artificial intelligence of things, has become part of our daily professional lives.
The new board comes at a time of providing leadership while exploiting the NSSF Act of 2019, which is still under review, governing the mid-term acquisition of savings by the beneficiaries.
They would like a retirement product, which is what we offer, but they also would like a mid-term access product. They would like to care for things like fees, they would like to care for things like medical, they would like to care for things like housing. We can't do those things now, but we know our customers want them. We are very sure that once this law comes, we'll be able to provide them. So the board that you've given us, Honorable Minister, will be so instrumental in innovation.
Currently, NSSF manages assets worth 15.4 trillion shillings invested in fixed income, equities and real estates within East Africa region. Abdul Nasir Luwama for UBC News.
And finally, let's have a look at some news pertaining to sports, where Uganda's 4 representatives at the just concluded Tokyo 2020 Olympics have started returning. The first one back was bronze medalist David Among, who was followed by para-badminton player Rita Asimwe, who shared her memories with UBC's John Van Sentamo.
Badminton player Rita Asimwe has returned from the Tokyo 2020 Paralympics, where, despite not winning any of her games, was a monumental experience.
Rita, I know your story. But there are many Ugandans out there that would like to hear your story, how it all started for you up to where you are now.
It's really a long story, and I'd love to tell a long story, but right now I think I'll cut it short. It has not been easy, it has really been tough, but it was because of determination and love and having the ambition of wanting to be something in my life, to be something to the people, to be something to everyone that is around me, not to feel like I am useless in this world. And I have achieved my aim and goal, and I am so excited about that.
Uganda finished 78th at the Games with David Emong's bronze medal in the T46 1,500 meters, the only one achieved. Rita Asimwe played 3 and lost all, including one to eventual winner Chinese Yang Ziwei in the SU5 category. Asimwe also lost to Netherlands' Hollander Megan and Portugal's Beatrice Monteiro, but garnered vast experience to motivate her.
My effort, to me, I count it as a win because these guys are super experienced. That's what I would say. Not talented, because I mean we are sharing that talent right now, but they put in a lot of their time. They've done it for a long time.
Outgoing Physical Education and Sports Commissioner Omara Apita confirms government commitment towards parasport in the country, starting at various competitions at schools level.
Paralympics is where we have a lot of raw talent, but we had not yet really harnessed the talent there so much. The future is good. We had young athletes who performed very well. Comparing the standards, that's the top level in sports in the world. I think the future for Paralympics is very good.
Uganda's other representatives at the Paralympics were swimmer Husna Kukundakwe and runner Peace Oroma, who all posted good times in their events.
I appeal to all the young girls out there, the boys and the young generation, to rise and make a good future out of their own life. No one is going to make you the future you want, but you. And it starts with your mindset and your heart and the focus to what you want to be.
John Barnes, Sentamo, reporting.
That story brings us to the end of this first edition of News Tonight. Our next bulletin will come your way at 10 p.m. Elizabeth Nakakuni has been on sign language, and I am Rukide Edward Kijanangoma. See you at 10.
To you by
Echa COVID-19 chijja kugwa only if we stay at home, observe physical distancing, wear masks properly, sanitize or wash our hands with soap and water regularly, or get vaccinated now.